I'm going to start it off. Hey guys, welcome to Growler Hour, sponsored by Green Cheek Beer Company and
Ballast Point.
And Ballast Point.
Yes. And it's delicious, and it's not going to get me drunk. So
what did you get, Jimmy, before we dive into this Growler Hour?
I got the California Kolsch because
I like that one, actually.
Yeah, it's nice.
I think in its native German, it's pronounced Kirsch. Kirsch. The little two dots on the O make the U sound.
Go with this. They're gonna
Kirsch.
You're gonna talk to me like
Kirsch.
Like I should have known.
Kirsch.
Is it Kush or is it Kolsch?
No, so I did take German. So in Upland High School, we actually had the benefit of having a German class. So while everyone's taking French, I was taking German. And so yeah, actually the O with the two dots, it's called an umlaut. The two dots, and it makes the U sound. So it's a Kirsch.
You're making me sound like an asshole now. Like I've always.
No, I sound like an asshole because I'm fucking mansplaining German to you. Like, what kind of fucking alt-right Nazi am I to fucking do that?
Well, hey, I appreciate the whole idea of it. Like it kind of kept with you, but yeah.
Well, anyways,
you
California,
but you're just like Koosh.
You know what? You can sit there and sip your California Nazi beer, and I'm chilling on Happily Deceased from Green Cheek. Yeah. It's an IPA. I think it's a West Coast IPA.
Yeah, well, you didn't go all the Growler Hour thing. You just went with the Growler.
Okay, so yeah, I kind of did fuck up on that, and so welcome everybody to Growler Hour.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be diving deep into the world of beer, COVID-19. No, our Growler Hour. So Jimmy, you can help me out, but our whole vision for this thing was to just get drunk and talk shit. And Growler being that we were going to drink a Growler in an hour and talk shit to each other.
Yeah, and apparently
Growler Hour. My Growler.
Yeah, I got the Growler. He's the Crowler.
You make me look like a fucking bitch. We agreed to only get Crowlers for our first broadcast. We agreed to only get Crowlers and move our way up to the Growlers. And now you make me look like a bitch with your full-grown ass fucking Growler, 64 ounces, and I get this little 32-ounce Crowler in a fucking can.
Yep.
This guy's an asshole, guys. You shouldn't even. Why are you guys even listening to us?
I mean, yeah.
One viewer who is going to be Zach.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I am an asshole, so like I just kind of like call it how it is. Don't like it, don't be it. I don't know what to tell you.
Not my cigarette, not my problem. That's what I always say.
Hey, is that
fucking seahorses? Fucking seahorses.
So is that right?
Do you know what I'm referencing? I hope you know what I'm referencing.
No, I'm
not.
There's
a YouTube video, I think, from a long time ago. I don't even remember what the hell he was talking about, but it was so funny when I was like 16. I was rolling on the floor. I was ROFLing. I was raffling. I was fucking raffling, man.
Yeah. How old out of the bank are you pulling this out?
No comment.
Yeah, pulling this from 10 years ago?
The last time I remember hearing it, I think I was 2020. I was 20.
It sounds like you're looking at some bullshit that you shouldn't have been looking at. And I'm sorry, hey, I've seen some bullshit. And I kind of tend to stay away from that type of bullshit. And obviously, I don't know. It would have been like,
wait, so
you kind of fucked up, and you're still like,
wait. So that's not what we came on the podcast to talk about.
Okay.
That was a tangent. Okay, guys, welcome to Growler Hour. We are going to growl for the next hour. Rawr.
Yeah. So, I mean, for you guys, I mean, how you guys been going through this whole thing? You guys been feeling pretty good?
Like the pandemic and everything.
Yeah, just
Okay, let's talk pandemic. Let's for our first official growler hour. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I got the growler.
let's talk about what's relevant right now, which is COVID-19. And uh, I have actually had a kind of difficult time dealing with it, and I didn't notice it until Jenny, my girlfriend, mentioned it that I'm having a rough time because I'm very irritable. I'm probably yelling at her a lot. I'm no, but really, I feel like I've probably been irritable because of the fact that she's not working right now. She's just getting paid to live her life here at home, taking care of our dog, which I'm fucking jealous because my work, I'm still working full time, which I should feel blessed, right?
I think it kind of gets.
I should feel blessed.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to get out of the house. I mean, I would agree upon that.
But I just feel jealous of her situation that she still has a job she's not going into and still getting paid.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, the thing is, you guys are able to be together and work through that. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah, that was the point, was that I'm irritable right now, being in the situation where we can't really go out as much and can't really socialize, can't really, I mean, aside from the fact that her friends came over today, um out of
but you want your boy, right?
I was gonna invite you over, but I was like, I was gonna, since they were coming over, I was gonna be like, well, I should hit up Jimmy and just tell him to come over. But I just felt like it would be better. Like, we had planned to do the podcast already,
Yep.
so I felt like it would be better to do it the way that we already had it set up, basically, and just do it from our own homes. And you
Yeah.
know,
I mean, of course, like I'm thinking about like buying like actually a different camera, because you're actually on my Surface Pro, which I'm just sitting right
save
here.
it for non-podcast hours, Jimmy. The viewers, the listeners, don't want to hear about the new camera that you want to buy, Jimmy. But I'll give you a camera. I got an extra one.
Okay.
I bought it for my girlfriend a while ago, and so story time. I bought a camera for my girlfriend for her birthday because she wanted to start doing YouTube videos, right? She's like, yeah, we go to Disneyland all the time. We're gonna be making YouTube videos on Disneyland and like other shit. And like, granted, like Jenny has she's gonna hate me for this, but she has a big personality, and I think people would love to listen to her talk. And
She is.
just like Jenny's a funny girl, and she has a personality that I think is good for this type of medium. So I encouraged her and bought her a camera that she never used. We took it to Disneyland one time. Count it, one. Took it to Disneyland one time, got some footage. I made like a little photo reel. Or not a photo reel. I made a like a little, what do you call? I'm not a videographer. What do you call it? A reel? Cinema reel?
Yeah. I know.
Of our time there, which was cool, but never used it again. So we have an extra camera if you don't want to buy one, Jimmy, that we can lend you for this podcast for Growler Hour.
I will be
Kind
down.
of tense.
But
That'd be our new soundbite.
we should have a Growler Hour.
Growler Hour.
You gotta see, like, we gotta see it like deeper.
Growler Hour. Growler Hour.
Growler Hour. Just so you'd be more annoying.
Growler Hour. Growler Hour.
Growler Hour. I don't know. I just have like the dumbest way of thinking.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. So we kind of jumped into this just kind of being ourselves and talking amongst each other. And we came into this without any real sort of direction. which is cool. That's fine. But so I thought it'd be a good idea for this first podcast, this first introduction to the Growler Hour, for us to really explain our credentials. You have a PhD in political science, and I think you should talk a little bit about that, Jimmy.
Political science. What are you talking about?
Yeah, your PhD. You want to talk about it?
What are you talking about?
You're not
political science.
You didn't go. You went to college, right?
Full. I stopped doing college just so I can go to work.
You stopped doing college just to go to work.
Yeah, it got in the way of. So basically, what I do is I'm a technician, and I.
So you're telling me right now, in front of thousands of listeners and viewers, you don't have a PhD in political science?
No, I don't. I don't even know why you would think that with that.
That's disappointing. I was really rooting for you, Jimmy. I really thought that you were going to make something of yourself, and you're just like me, a lowlife.
Well, I decided to, let's say 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago, it would be 10 years in August, I decided to go, the technician route for my industry. So I do inspections and I make sure everything's up to code. And then I've just been doing that for the past 9, almost 10 years. So that's what I do. I mean,
so you have no background in the entertainment industry. You don't have a PhD in political science. Do they even offer PhDs in political science? Am I just sounding like a fucking complete
I don't think. I don't know. I never tried for it. But
what the fuck is a PhD? First of all, I don't fucking know. I never went to college. I don't know a thing.
And the smartest thing that my brother probably ever told me was, it's like, you go to college to get a degree or an education, but you go to a trade school to get a job. So I went.
Trade schools are a lie.
Hey, come on.
But maybe not your. You know what? No. I'll give it to you, Jimmy. I'll give it to you. You got a fucking beach house, ocean front. You're fucking living the life, dude. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Like, yeah, you got lucky with your fucking trade school. You just had to go to Montana for 6 months or some shit.
I was there
North Dakota.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Where you disappeared off the face of the planet and no one knew about you.
Yeah.
You stopped doing hip hop.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about that, Jimmy. Let's talk about that. So, you went to a trade school to become a technician. What kind of technician is this exactly? What is your title? What do you call yourself?
Construction. Yeah.
Just construction technician.
It would be considered construction. So more so.
So if I remember correctly, you go in, you check if the building's up to code. One of the things that you check for is like structural integrity and the integrity of the welds that they're doing, right?
Yeah, and that's more new construction, but then they also have maintenance. So they also have certain areas where, like, they have like where it's just kind of it's like, hey, it's come around that time of the year after so many years, and we need to check how it's doing. So stuff like that. There's certain things, especially with the codes, like like that are. So they have. Man, it's kind of hard to explain because it's I've been doing this for so long, so it's been I've worked around high pressure piping and I've worked around structural stuff, and like that's why the guys that go to work every day over at like a refinery. You know, they're doing their job just to make sure like everything is good. So that's why.
Yeah.
And then like you have like surrounding communities, you know, just to make sure everybody's safe. And yeah, I mean that's why it's an important thing, you know.
Just so important, Jimmy.
Well,
You are essential. You are doing God's work in COVID-19 times.
I am not working right now. I am on.
Okay. So I think it'd be good to talk about.
I am
No,
very much on vacation right now, so.
I was being sarcastic. Don't let that go to your head, Jimmy. You're not essential. You're not cool. Actually, we could do without you, man.
Well, gee, thanks. No, I'm pretty sure. Nah. Okay, Crawler.
No. Okay, so you don't make me feel like a bitch. Okay, you're drinking out of glass. You're not even drinking out of the jug.
What's
You're not
up?
even drinking out of the jug.
I am not drinking out of the jug. I have a glass.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're a bitch.
I am a classy.
You're a bitch.
Classy bitch.
Classy bitch ass bitch.
I am a classy bitch right now.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give your beer? California Kush, Ballast Point.
Definitely give it like
commercialized.
2.5. Definitely.
Who owns Ballast Point? Is it Constellation? No, it's not Constellation. Coors. I can't remember who bought them out. I think it was Constellation bought Elysian. I'm probably wrong. And I don't care what anyone says, but Ballast Point beers are bomb.
They are. So definitely.
They got something going for them.
Yeah.
It's I will admit, Ballast Point beer is
Hey.
I don't want to say basic because they do things that break out of the mold. But I think most of their beers that are the most common ones, Sculpin, for example, Manta Ray, for example, even the California Kush, beers that they've had for a long time. I'm gonna sound like such a fucking jag.
Yeah.
California Kush. It's pronounced Kush.
Germans. All right.
It's Leviosa.
Hey, you brought it
that
up.
Harry Potter reference.
Like, you know I said it.
No, but what I was trying to get to was, okay, so you like that beer. You like that beer. I think we should definitely talk beer on this podcast. I think that's important considering we are the Growler Hour.
Okay, so what are you drinking right now? What exactly is that Crawler?
So it's the Happily Deceased from Green Cheek Beer Company, which happens to just be a block away from us, 20 minutes walking distance, 2 minutes driving distance. Great brewery. One of our favorites, and it like hands down has been our favorite since we moved out to Anaheim. They just know what to do, and they're not that big yet. They're like big in the aspect of they just made a second location in Costa Mesa. But aside from that, like they're still small. Like their main location is small as hell. And what's up, Eric? Say hi to our viewers. Our one viewer.
Hello,
on this Growler Hour.
Hello.
Everybody say hi to Eric. He's an angel.
I don't like one like this.
You're visiting from heaven. No, Green Cheek is it's an awesome brewery. I mean, it's small, it's compact, but right now during this COVID pandemic going on, they're doing drive-through pickups. So literally, don't even get out of your car. You drive up, and they hand you your beer. You order your beer. They hand you your beer. They make your crowlers. But they found a way to stay open that I think is great. And
Yeah,
You
and
know, I went today to get this Growler, and the line was long, and it was almost like out to the street, but like I think they did a good job. And I saw inside and they're renovating, which is like that place being super small as it was so hard to find seating sometimes, and they're renovating in there, and I'm so excited to go back when this pandemic's over and everything opens up.
You've taken me there, and I have loved that place. And they have it's just the atmosphere is so great.
Yeah, no, it really is.
So that's why I've
It's
always.
a great atmosphere. I think the people there are great. This one employee that I thought like gave me a bad experience before, the last time that I went there and did the drive-through thing, total complete opposite, like his attitude and behavior. And I just thought it was great. Like, go you, guy, you know? But that was the only like bad experience I really had there. Like, aside from that, the employees are great. The service is great. The beers are amazing. They're always innovating and coming out with new, different styles of beers, which maybe aren't my cup of tea because I'm always going for the IPAs and the hazy IPAs. But they do a lot of, experimentation with. They had a really good one. I went a few months ago, and I can't remember what it was. It was a dark beer, probably chocolate inspired of some sort, but it
You want to talk about that sculpin? That
habanero.
the habanero sculpin.
Should I tell that story? Story time, guys.
It was a perfect moment because
that's a good beer moment. That's a good beer story to tell here on the beer podcast.
Yeah, it was so funny. So if anyone's listening, the thing was.
Wait, are you gonna steal this story from me?
Well, it's
going to tell the story, and then you're just gonna tell it.
All right. So the thing was, I saw him grab the pineapple sculpin because that's what he wanted.
I saw myself grab the pineapple sculpin.
And I know, and I was just like, okay. And then he was just,
Hold on, you're gonna ruin the story. You're gonna ruin the story. You're gonna expose the story before we even get into it. Okay. So let's give a little background. So the night before we were drinking, I think that was the night that we did our first Growler hour, like real Growler hour. I think that was the night that we did the Facebook Live where we both got a Growler each from Ballast Point and drank that shit and talked a bunch of shit. And so the next morning we were feeling it for sure. We had a hankering for some beer because, well, we were drinking that day and also had a full Growler in an hour, 64 ounces down the fucking hatch. So we go to the liquor store. We're like, we just want to get some beer. We want to be fresh today. We want to feel good. I saw the perfect thing. Out of that convenience store refrigerator window, I saw the beauty that was Ballast Point pineapple sculpin. I was like, that's what I need today. I need something fresh, fruity, fun, fuckable. I need it.
Yeah.
I broke character. No. So I open that window. I grab that pack, that 6-pack with a firm grip, the grip of victory. I walk out, and I am so happy to have my pineapple sculpin. We walk back to your apartment, and what do I find out when I put it in the fridge?
It wasn't even that. So no, the thing was.
Tell me, Jimmy.
So you have that part of the story, but like on my side of the story, it was like I knew you bought that, and then I was just like.
And you thought I meant to get the habanero sculpin. You're like, oh, this bitch wants to be dangerous.
So you're like, all right, hey, can you grab me my pineapple sculpin? I pulled it out, and it was habanero, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. Like,
Oh, that's fucking right. That's fucking right. You totally thought that I was getting okay. You thought I had that habanero sculpin on purpose. I asked for a pineapple sculpin, and you were like, "The fuck, pineapple sculpin? No, you got the habanero sculpin. Whatever. Here it is." And I fucking look at it like it's death, staring me in the face, ready to take me to Jehovah Jireh in heaven.
Yeah, you basically almost coughed it out, and you're like, I can't drink this, and I'm like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like,
Dude, and I did not drink that. I tried to drink that one bottle and I could not stomach it. Sorry, Ballast Point, but your habanero sculpin just ain't it's not my thing. And I love habanero flavored stuff. Like I like habanero in like cocktails and juice and like shit like that. But dude, I could not do that habanero sculpin. It was torture. It's not that it was spicy, it's just the flavor was so bad.
I felt like such a dick after that because I was just like,
Did you end up drinking all of those?
Yeah.
Or did you throw them away? Of fucking course you did.
Yeah, I like them.
At 2 p.m. on the dot the next day?
Yep. Well, yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So but yeah, it was just so funny because like I grabbed it out and I was just like, because you were asking me for, you're like, you were specific. You're like, can you grab me the pineapple sculpin? And I was just like,
I know.
And then I was like,
pineapple sculpin? What the fuck is he talking about?
And then I was like, all right, like this guy is not gonna fucking know.
And that ruined my day. I did not drink the rest of the day. I tried to stomach that sculpin and it did not work. I could not do it, man. That habanero sculpin, it's a killer.
You gotta try the watermelon dorado with the I think it's the habanero. Yeah.
Wait, Jimmy, do you remember that one time we were at your house? I was at your house.
Okay.
Sore subject, but you know, your ex-girlfriend, we were sitting there and you said something, you're like, I said something and you're like, oh yeah, that's the tits, dude. And I was like, really, Jimmy? That's the verbiage you're going to use? The tits? It was the tits? And you're looking at me like, holy shit, did Stephanie hear that? You're like, fucking asshole. You're repeating it? You're repeating it, asshole? Good choice of words, Jimmy.
Yeah,
it's the tits. No, it's cool. Yeah, it's cool, bro. Nah, it's the tits.
I feel like this is like a backlash to that habanero thing.
A little bit. Well, no, I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of the habanero sculpin incident of 2017.
Yeah.
I'm glad we were on the same page for that.
Basically.
You know, Jimmy, have you not to plug in another podcast because it's not like they're gonna plug us in, but Darkest Timeline podcast with Joel McHale and Ken Jeong. Have you listened to it at all?
No, I haven't.
I think I've told you about it, right?
Yeah, you brought it up. No,
you need to listen to it. I think you would like it. If you like Ken Jeong at all. Did you watch Community?
Yeah, I liked it.
You like Community?
I mean, I like.
I'm a huge Community fan.
1 or 2 seasons. It was all right. But I wasn't like into like sitcoms. So I was just like I never like got into that. Like if I were to get into a show, it would be more about like
anime.
I mean, yeah, there's that.
You know how you blame me that I ruined your life because of anime? Because I showed you your first anime?
You didn't show me my first anime. You just brought me back into that life. And I was like...
Jimmy, I showed you your first anime and you're like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing in the world.
Nah, fool. Come on. Like, all right.
So we were watching what? Trigun, Rurouni Kenshin, Cowboy Bebop.
Like,
all the Adult Swim originals.
Rurouni Kenshin on YouTube, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll watch it. And I'm super into it, And then,
Dude,
I was
same.
like, you know what I miss? I was like, you know, I miss Cowboy Bebop. And then got back into
Dude. And Cowboy Bebop's on Hulu. I don't know if you know. Well, you have Crunchyroll, right?
yeah, yeah.
Doesn't
So
that pretty much have everything on it?
mm,
I mean, all the main ones, right?
it really depends on what type of region you're in. So
Uh,
yeah, so like some areas in like Asia and stuff, they have like more or less different shows just because of licensing. And yeah, no, I've been super into it. Where are they listening?
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, okay, so let's talk a little anime right now.
Do it.
Because anime was a big part of our friendship and our lives at one point, and currently to this day, in a way. Um, we we wanted to do a whole themed album on anime using anime's theme songs and background music or OST music
I'm down.
as inspiration for sampling and all that shit to make an album, a hip hop album. And
So shout out to Ballast Point. I'll say that. We've got
this episode brought to you by Green Cheek and Ballast
Point. And it's nice. It's bright. It's not heavy. You know, it's not like one of those IPAs that. I mean, I like IPAs, but I also like bright beer. So I don't like to just get too sleepy or
shit, dude. That's my problem is that I drink nothing but IPAs now. And it's a fucking curse. It's a curse. It's a goddamn curse. I got so into IPAs that that's all I drink, and I just get so drunk so quick. Like, I can go to a brewery, and have one beer. I'm gonna sound like a bitch. Have one beer and like not need and like have to call an Uber home. Because now they got the double IPAs, the triple IPAs, and those shits are so bomb, but they're like 9% per thing.
Have you done that in succession?
What?
Have you ever done that in succession? Just go like IPA, double IPA, then triple IPA.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Those are just like I'm like I shouldn't have done that. And
you know, when I first started indulging in the beer snobiety of the world, I was going to Yard House for pretty much every meal of the day and drinking a ton. But like, and I'll give it to Yard House because they are the ones who really introduced me into craft beer in a way. Because I was drinking like Hanger 24 orange wheat, but I mean, is that really craft? Is that really a beer? I mean, it's good. It's good. I love that beer for the longest time, but Yard House really like introduced me into the world of beer because you can go to Yard House, you can eat some bomb food, some bomb vegetarian wings.
That's probably what it was.
Shut up. No, the beer affects the food. The food doesn't affect the beer, Jimmy. So I would go there with my friends, including Ty, who we were just talking about earlier. He was actually one of the guys that I used to go to Yard House with a lot, regularly. We had one server that we fucking loved. Her name was Brittany, and I remember it because she talked about another Brittany that worked there that she didn't like. the first night we met the server, she like talked so much shit on another Brittany that was there. And so one day, the next time we went, we got served by the other Brittany, and we're like, "Holy shit, this is the other Brittany!" And the original Brittany that we thought was so cool was working that same night. And we're like, "Can we get the other Brittany?" Fucking totally insulted this woman, poor girl. We're like, no, we don't want you. We want the other Brittany.
Yeah, you guys are foul. And I have the California.
God damn, Growler. How far are you into that?
Fuck, well, let's see.
I can't really see. That's halfway, I think.
I'm halfway, yeah, basically.
You're okay. So to put it into reference, Jimmy's growler is 64 ounces. My crowler is 32 ounces. I'm probably halfway through my crowler.
Could have had two.
I'm 16 ounces in right now. Jimmy is 32 ounces into his 64 ounce. Way to go.
Yep. That's right. Don't worry, I'm not an alcoholic. I just like drinking beer.
You know what? You're wearing a brewery hat. I should probably go grab my brewery hat.
I'm back.
We're both back at the same time. And hats off to Unsung Brewing. And I think I took you here one time, Jimmy. I think you bought me this hat on my birthday. I can't remember if it was you or our other friend Joel.
Sorry, friend.
I think it was you. I feel like it was you.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe it could have been him or me.
Well, either way, shout out to Unsung Brewing.
Always just
great place. Jimmy, you've been there with us for sure. It's a comic book themed type brewing establishment, and on their TVs, a lot of the times they're playing like superhero movies. I remember I went there on May 4th last year, I think.
Holy shit. Yeah, I wouldn't remember that.
No, well, no. That's not what I'm saying. You bought this, but I'm saying I remember being there on May 4th because it's, Star Wars Day. It's May the 4th be with you. And they were showing Star Wars movies on their TVs all day. So that's one thing that I remember, but they're comic book themed and like kind of like nerd culture themed brewing. And it's a great brewery. They have their own comic book characters and a comic book that they put out, which is pretty cool. And I bought it and then lost it real quick on the same night because alcohol. And they're in downtown Anaheim by the Packing House, and it's a great place. Their beers are, to me, they're good. They're good. Compared to my favorite brewery, Green Cheek, there's no comparison. So that's one thing that kind of like ruins every brewery for me as like the wannabe beer snob that I am.
I feel like your Green Cheek is my Beechwood. So
I see that. But Unsung is a great brewery nonetheless. They have good beers, and I love their theme, and I love what they do, and like kind of like infusing nerd culture with their brewing and naming their beers after the comic book characters that they make up and the artwork that they make and like all that stuff. Like it's so fucking cool. And their beer is good. Unsung's a great brewery. And I think you bought me this hat, and I love it because look at that floral print right there. And, it's cool.
I'm drinking Ballast Point, and then I'm off.
But Beechwood, I remember going there, and it was cool. I went to the one, there's multiple locations, right? I think there's multiple locations.
Yeah, they have like Huntington Beach, Long Beach.
Okay. So I went to the one in Long Beach, and it felt like a Johnny Rockets rather than a brewery. And to me, like, I don't know, like I like the experience of being in a brewery and just being in a fucking warehouse or being in a fucking, like what should be a tire shop or fucking.
I think I agree. Because,
you know,
like whenever I went to Beechwood, it's more for just like talking to like locals and stuff. So that's why I always like going to the Still Beach, Beechwood. And
Yeah. Wait, Seal Beach has a Beechwood?
that's why I was going. I always
What
go.
the fuck?
Yeah,
You never took me to that one, asshole.
yeah, you have.
In Seal Beach?
Yeah.
No, there's no. I've never been there. First off, all I'm trying to say is,
We trying to say, come
I don't
on.
know what I'm trying to say anymore, man. I was trying to give compliments to Unsung Brewing, and then we started talking about Beechwood. Yeah, I didn't like their burger joint vibe, but I remember their beers being good. I enjoyed my experience. I did. I went. I think it was for my birthday that we went because I was living in Pomona at the time, and Jenny was in Riverside, and
Cross
we
Street.
went out to Long Beach, I think, for my birthday. Or was it her birthday? I can't remember. It was one of our birthdays. I feel like it was mine though. Maybe it was like a joint birthday thing. I don't know. Because our birthdays are like right next to each other's. Hers is August 3rd, mine's August 9th. And
September 28th. So it's very.
yeah, no one cares, Jimmy. Moving on.
Yeah, apparently nobody cares.
Moving on. We stayed at this hotel, which is like a little boutique hotel, which was nice. I can't remember the name of it. We
Boutique.
went to, I don't know why I'm telling the whole story, but anyways, we went to Beechwood on one of those days. It was like that's where we started our day drinking, was at Beechwood that day at like 11. And as soon as they opened, it was like, now that I'm reminiscing on it, I feel like I like it a lot more. Now I'm thinking about it. I'm like, it's like a burger joint vibe. I like it. Get me some craft beer. I like it. Like good food. I like it. And I remember at the time I was vegetarian, so I didn't really try anything that probably would have been like a big hit there. But I remember their food being like whatever. But
Remind you were a pescatarian, fool.
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, you're a pesca. You were a.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, there's an asterisk at the end of vegetarian, Jimmy. Asterisk. It's in the fine print. It'll be on the podcast when we post it. It'll be right there in the comments section with an asterisk. It'll say vegetarian, aka pescatarian. But you know what I'm trying to say. It's just, God damn it, Jimmy. I wasn't like eating salmon every fucking night of my life.
Watching, like, that's why I was like you're.
You know what, Jimmy? I can't even say shit because now I grill carne asada.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, it looks like bomb ass food.
Good to go.
I love you and Jenny. You guys are, always so great, and it always feels so warm whenever I go see you guys. So, that's why I was.
Jimmy, stop, man. Why are you making all these fuzzies and?
I don't know. I'm a nice guy. Come on. I mean,
it's always so warm when I come over. You guys are always so fucking fuzzy and inviting. I can't believe every time that I come over, you guys are so welcoming.
or something? Is that what you're asking? Like,
stop blowing steam on my butthole, man.
Not that much of a dick. So, I mean, I don't even tell you. Like, you're established. Like, you've fucking done so many things. You've done more than me too. Like you have your own career. Like
the time that I worked on The Simpsons as a writer, and
you've gone.
I worked on Community as a guest star, both guest star and executive producer. I also worked on we worked on the set of Grey's Anatomy for one season as a prop director.
You're good.
But that's all besides the point. And what I'm trying to say is that now that I'm a doctor, I don't need all those accolades. I just save the world one life at a time. And
you motherfucker. You son of a bitch. Yeah. Fucking.
Doctors unite. That's what they do, right? They probably sit around a round table and they go, "Ha ha! Doctors unite!" Did that sound like I had an accent at first? I was like, "Doctors unite!"
In Manhattan, I got an. Well, I don't know.
What the fuck was that, Jimmy?
Yeah, it was so bad. I got an Applegate. I don't know. Like,
What the?
yeah, that was so bad.
Do you still got Growler to go?
Hell yeah. I still got this much.
And I still got like this much. So we're about the same. Anyways, Jimmy, we're talking about the Growler Hour in this podcast because that's the name of it.
The Growler Hour, you know.
How are you on that? Do you want to chug the rest of that? As the end of this,
I finished it, fool.
you already done?
Yeah, like we talked so much.
Wait, you're already done? You have no drink left out of that?
Nope.
That's right there. Okay, drink that. Chug, 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 chug. Holy shit, he did it.
Yeah, fool.
Me too. That tiny little bit that I had left.
Worse.
Well then, that has been our Growler Hour for 2 hours. No, what was I saying though? I was talking about something.
It was like how I look. So
And then you interrupted me.
no, I did not interrupt you. Jenny interrupted you.
Jenny did. She always does. But that's okay. I love her. What's up, stupid? Okay, no. Jimmy. All right. So
You gotta recognize that. Like, come on. Like you can't
Yo.
believe about it.
yo, bro. All right. So I think we had a good Growler Hour.
Yep.
And I think we should end it on a good note. I think we're starting to ramble now and just not make sense anymore.
Yeah, I think we're having too much fun.
Which is good. That's fine. I think this was a success. And
Yeah. Yeah. So watch this.
if we have any other viewers, we just toast to you guys and stay safe out there. Be mindful of the people around you.
So the thing is, you know, like I'm not wearing a mask because I've been living alone, you know, so I just been kind of just doing my own thing. And whenever I go outside, you know, like I'm wearing the mask. So I hope everybody just takes it very seriously because I've always had like respiratory disease. So just yeah, like it's just yeah, it's a big thing, and I take it very seriously. So I hope everybody else out there just takes it very seriously. I'm done. Yeah, sorry, but yeah, and that is Growler Hour for this segment. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Damn right it is.